Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Megalo Season 2, Episode 4. Alright, okay.
This episode was so good.
It was really good. Chief's doing pretty well, all things considered. He is a scrapper, but he is also like an amateur as well, as far as things go here. Joe is in his corner.
Right. But he's old. And and now he might have to deal with smoke inhalation damage, among other things.
Yeah.
Because
the stress of maybe not getting enough sleep and stuff.
Right.
He's dealing with some people literally trying to kill his family and friends.
Yep. We still haven't seen him actually come out of that fire. But Joe came out of a fire recently because
quite an intense one.
Yep. Because Nanbu has now. Well, been able to pass on from his mind.
Yeah, and that's incredible.
Okay.
I mean, is that going to be the point at which he'll be able to then confront his past, go find Sachio, or at the very least,
I hope so.
Have some internal reconciliation?
Right, like
will it be like picked up by like will this aspect of himself that haunts him be picked up by a new face? Maybe
right,
yeah.
Because since he's won the internal battle now, I want to see him like go out and make that realized in the physical world.
External,
you know? That way he doesn't forget this, because it would be easy to just have a good day.
And relapse.
Yeah, and then relapse later if you don't like do something to make it concrete.
Yep.
So I don't know how that'll go. Hopefully Chief will be okay, because, you know, I'm still kind of waiting for that point where he has to fight instead of Chief, you know? But
yeah. But
yeah,
y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Yeah.
Speaking our minds. Oh, is that what he was getting? To make sure that the money would be enough?
Being able to laugh at this already. Wow.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Alright.
Wow, yeah. Jeez.
Wow. Shit.
Oh, that's the look he didn't want to see.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not showing his face for that.
Oh, shit. That was just the last hurtful thing he could say. Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna take you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder why.
俺は親父さんと会ってどうにか今ここにいる。ありがとな。車で待てって言ったろ。ここぞって時に離れるのはセコンド失格だ。
Nice.
あんたの夢を見届けたいのは俺一人じゃない。
Yeah.
死んじまったら何もしてやれない。俺はそのことをずっと悔いていた。あんたは自分の家に帰るべきだ。たとえ受け入れられなくても。
That's gonna remain in his head for a while.
Yep.
困るな、氷川さん。オタクのやり方に口出しする気はないが、放火はやりすぎだ。
本当ですよ。
Oh, wow,
最近の
yeah.
若いのは加減ってものを知らないから怖い。
Jeez.
ご心配なく。うちの間宮があんなロートルに負けるわけないでしょ
う。私はどっちでも構いませんよ。あの土地を手に入れるのが
Yeah.
あなたでも。
They're making their money, yeah.
Right.
Okay. Oh, jeez, don't say it like that. Wow. All right. Okay. It's do or die.
Okay. Yeah, he lost his cool. That comment about his kid.
Yeah. And we have a strategy here.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay.
Oh. Did you see that? His movement was almost automatic.
Oh, no, that's gonna miss. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my god. Okay, good first round, but jeez.
Oh boy. Yeah. Good to remind him of that.
But yeah, the movements of the other Megalo boxer were so fast and automatic.
Yeah.
That yeah, his gear must be a lot better too.
Yeah,
I don't know. Nice. Okay. Oh, yeah! Body blow!
Nice. Okay.
Oh, he's gonna go for the head. Yep. Jeez.
Holy shit.
Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. Play it safe, Chief. Come on. Yep. Keep this game plan going.
Yeah.
He's going for it again. Okay. Oh,
come
man,
on.
he is too.
No, don't play this song now.
Yeah. Yeah! Chief!
Come on.
Yeah, and he's here, of course. Yeah. Oh, man. These could be the last words he says to him. Oh, his guard's already weaker, yeah. He can't just rely on his gear. Yep.
Seriously,
son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go! Yeah!
Yes!
Oh, that was a clean counter! Oh! He's done!
Just like that!
He's done!
Hell yeah!
Woo! 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10! Yeah!
All right!
Oh!
All right! Yeah.
Called out to his boy. Another one came back. Yeah.
God, those hits at the back of the head.
I know. Probably made his brain toss around.
Uh-huh.
その代わりこいつを預かってくれ。あんたがいてくれたからだ。俺の手柄じゃない。あんたが自分を信じた結果さ。
Wow. Not just that.
夢を見ている人間だけじゃなく、周りの人間も巻き込んで変えていく。
True. True.
俺はこれからもあんたが見せてくれた夢の続きを見続ける。
Alright.
だからあんたも俺との約束を果たしてほしい。ああ、もう逃げない。
Alright.
This is too happy.
Yeah, now they're gonna get visited.
一人になりたくないからってひどいことすんの。
Way to go,
お前
dude.
だって楽しんでたじゃねえかよ。
今ならわかる。自分がどんなみっともない人間だったか。そのことは消せねえし、なかったことにはできねえけど。
Way to go. Way to go, kid.
それでも俺はここで生きてる。
Ah!
Alright.
何いい子ちゃんぶってんだよ。その頭よせよ。似合わねえから。何ちょっとタックボン裏切り者だぜこいつ。
No, I respect his
Yeah.
decision.
Uh-huh.
寝るのが怖いよ。もし目覚めて全部が夢だったらって思うと、先に休むってみんなに伝えといてくれ。ありがとな、チーフ。
Yeah.
あんたも俺の家族だ。
Yep. Yep.
だからお互い助け合って、いつかもう一度あんたと
Alright. So.
Please let this not be the last time we see him.
I think it will be.
おやすみ。
Ah,
朝から豪勢だな。
Celebrating, yeah.
しっかり体力つけなきゃ。
Alright. When are we gonna find out that he was killed in his sleep?
このスープは私特製のニンニクがたっぷり。
Ah.
Shit. Ah.
No! 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 He was scared to go to sleep because
1 too many
those
hits to the
hits?
back of the head.
Those hits? No!
Shit.
No!
Nice.
これからどうするの？このままここにいてくれてもいいんだよ。
There's some things I have to do.
帰らなきゃいけない場所があるんだ。
Yeah.
もう逃げないって約束したんだ。
Ugh.
Okay.
And now this is his requiem, you know, his song, yeah, for... I could tell they were luring us in, but the fact that everyone, like, went to bed, there was no raids or anything.
Right, it wasn't something where they had to come and kill him in his sleep. He was killed in the ring.
Yeah. Which one of these will be going to hell tonight, you know?
Yeah.
This is called by the announcer, like, in the very beginning of the episode. I was, like, really excited for him to potentially come back in, like, the 9th or the 10th episode, you know, when, like, things were getting, you know...
Like, I thought it would just be something where because of the hits, like, he couldn't fight anymore, you know? Like, it did permanent damage, but he'd still be alive kind of a thing.
Right. Because...
And then it'd be a shift of the roles for him and Joe without it meaning him dying, right? Because...
Right, but the cycle of violence is broken. It all ends with him, and then he gives the money to them, and then they're...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Sayonara, Chief.
Yep.
That was quite the abrupt send-off that we had for you. And I totally get why they had it be this way, because Joe didn't kill Chief, but he did sweep him up with his own dream.
Oh, okay.
And there's something poetically, I don't know, there's something poetic and beautiful about the idea that Chief was originally inspired by Joe.
Right.
And that fire, that spirit, that energy gave him the tools and the ability and the drive to put him to where he was here today, so that he could win this fight. And yet that has nothing to do with the fact of why he died.
Nope.
No. But he put himself out there.
Right.
He risked his life for his family, his friends, and then having the little moment with Mio where he comes back and he yells, "Chief," and he's like, "Okay, no, I can't."
And instantly the fight ends.
The fight is immediately over.
Yep.
There's some classic shit right here.
Yeah.
But God, that hurt to be like, oh, we were lured in.
Uh-huh.
False sense of security.
Right, because
we
usually...
could feel it coming too, but we didn't know it'd be like
totally.
just directly he wakes up dead.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be
like
a vengeance thing from the mob guy.
Yeah,
like,
same.
You fucked over my plans, so now I'm really going to make you pay for it, right?
Right.
But no, and something like the classic trope of the cheating in the sports match, right? That and the refs don't call it because they're also biased against our protagonist.
They literally called it the one time,
right? When it was like
so blatant
obvious. You can't ignore it, right? And also doesn't give a point advantage. And that ends up being something that actually has lasting consequences, because a lot of the times it's just something that like adds to the stakes, and that totally is fine, right? When that's all it is, because it does, right? It makes things more intense. It makes the underdog even more of an underdog, and particularly in the case where a lot of the times
the fight is pretty predictable.
Well, the fight is predictable, but this is also at the end of a tournament where even if they were the underdog, they've been winning consistently over time, so they're not necessarily the underdog anymore, right? So So it's a way to kind of
reestablish that,
keep it fresh, right? But no, that's also what killed him, right? And I love that it's because Chief and Joe have had a lot of parallels, right? With them both kind of missing their family and being tired of this existence, but they need to keep trudging on for various reasons, right? And now he's in a situation where he got what he wanted, right? And now he gets to rest.
And he gets to be with his family now.
Right? Yep. And it feels like both a happy ending for Chief and like something was robbed from him. Because he won't get to be with this new family that he made in this home that he secured for them, right?
He won't get to see the dream be realized.
Right. For all he knows, it was a dream. Right?
But it stayed a dream. It was a really lovely dream.
Yeah.
It had a really wonderful end. And even the one that potentially could have been swept in his dream in a way that could have harmed this kid came back. Not just because of you, Chief, but because of Joe as well. And I really feel like what's special about this was kind of Chief's story. Like, this wasn't really Joe's story here. But now that it's over, Joe can really move on and go and confront the past. And he is bringing something from this whole little mini story here with him in the gear. And what's important, I think, about that is that on some level, Joe was like a son to Chief, but like an older, more like, realized, son, basically. Like, if his son had never died, basically.
Right, if his son had gotten the chance to grow up, and then he could basically talk to his son and maybe help try and lead him through the paths that he had already walked.
Exactly,
right?
Yeah. So this was a beautiful end for Chief. I am really sad right now, but I really love the way that this was wrapped up, and I want to see if the story is going to, have a kind of we remember Chief kind of repeating theme throughout the story, or if it's a thing of where no, that was just another chapter in the nomadic adventure of this young man trying to find himself and regain what he's lost. So will this be just another arm or wing of his family as he wanders the land? Because in some ways based on the fact that this is kind of going now the Nomad, kind of wandering, almost Ronin kind of style story here. You don't have to have this season even end with some kind of dramatic, over-the-top, world-shattering fight like in season 1.
Yeah, I get the feeling it very well still might, but it doesn't.
Totally
but it doesn't have to.
But it doesn't have to.
Yeah.
You could basically keep up this formula and go and have 3 or 4 episodes per, mini arc, basically, of him just going to different places and meeting new people. Yeah. Having, more of his past get, kind of healed and restored to him. But yeah, like they could do this whole thing again, formula-wise, with just Sachio.
Sure.
Just have him meet Sachio again and then go through a little 4-episode, story thing.
And then you have like maybe if they do have a final, like set of fights.
Have it be like with Yuri or something.
Yeah, like that's the third, part of this season, right?
Sure.
One of the things that this episode really made me sad about was not even just Chief's death, because I figured that had to happen at some point, whether it was a literal death or a figurative death, like he can't box anymore or something like that, right?
Sure.
Because when it comes right down to it, Joe is the main character. But the way that they set up this arc, that now that it's done, it is an arc that doesn't have to have too much of a direct influence on the rest of the season, right? Joe has the gear, he has learned a lot here, but he doesn't necessarily have to return here. These characters don't have to be ongoing. We can get a new, open up the cast to new people and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that's something that I kind of wanted him to stay here, And in a lot of ways, that's how you know that the arc was done really well, right?
Yeah.
Because the fact that Joe leaves, it's an actual decision that has to be made.
Right. It's not something where it's forced on him or something
it's just
where
passive
it's
mind as well. Like he's actively turning away from something because there's still stuff that
they're sending him off.
And they're sending him off because there's still stuff that he needs to do, right? He still has other family that's out there and he needs to fix things. So awesome. I'm absolutely cheering for him. But I feel like this is one of those things that because this was done at the beginning of a season in what is kind of a, reboot, reimagining, like this is kind of a rebirth. Yeah, exactly. That's a good word for it. From the original show, that means that all throughout this arc, it was complete potential, right?
Yep.
Like because Joe, this could have been our cast for the rest of the season, right?
Totally.
And it was a strong enough cast that would have worked, right? That's not the direction they're going to go. Okay. And it feels like there's this like acceptance and letting go, kind of in a similar way with Chief, where it's now we're going on a different path. And that's something that I don't get a lot in stories, even when like the arc by arc formula is really good, because then it gets into that formula and then that this has to end, be self-contained, it can't go on forever
for the sake of itself, like not actually for the characters in the story.
Yeah, and I feel like that's something that was really magical about this. I hope that ED sticks around because I love it. I could see if it shifted, but at the same time, if it does stick around, that could be a nice callback so that we, the audience, just like Joe, never forget what happened here.
Yeah. And that's another thing, is that this is something that could have been in a weird way, a look at the kind of situation that might have happened that Joe blames himself for. I just want to throw that out there. That we had someone who Joe was training, but they were actually training him, meaning like someone
and then they die.
And then they die, and it's could be seen as Joe's fault on some level.
Okay, yeah.
Like
right, if he hadn't ever, met Chief would still be alive because they wouldn't have gotten the pressure from they wouldn't have
gotten the pressure from
right.
It would have been very different. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I don't think Chief's dream would have been realized.
Sure.
But still,
and
it's a very unique thing, I think, that we can have brought up in future episodes when he directly interacts with people that are a part
Like
of his past in
Sachio,
season 1.
or-
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
uh-huh.
Or I really want him to bump into Aragaki.
Yes.
Aragaki was probably one of my favorite characters from season 1, and
That didn't have to be there necessarily.
oh, totally. And he was in the flashbacks.
Yeah,
like,
he was
like earlier in the season.
And
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like he would be a good balance to Sachio because since Sachio is so much younger than Joe,
Mm-hmm.
and the relationship between Sachio and Nanbu was very different.
Yep.
Who would Joe have that he can really relate to?
That had another really strong relationship with
yeah,
Nabu. Yeah.
that was maybe a bit more similar to Joe's, right? And
Sure.
Aragaki had that, so
Absolutely.
if they meet up, then they can commiserate and maybe pour a drink out for Nanbu,
Yeah, and also, given that Joe is clean right now, he's doing relatively well, like all things considered. If he ever has any worry about relapsing or going into any kind of, really like intense, like, traumatic stuff through processing this, I think Aragaki would be very helpful with knowing how to walk him through that. No pun intended.
Right. He's Aragaki is a very intense dude, so yeah, he'd be able to keep Joe on track. I
He's
think.
a fucking soldier too.
Yeah,
so
right.
that
No
too,
big deal.
no
Yeah.
big deal.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, y'all, I'm really excited for where this show goes because now it's all potential again.
Right. Joe has his fresh start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so good. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.